This don't surprise me that Ryan Garcia is talking about that he's retired and he's not going to stand up for his faith in 48 hours. Everybody's been protecting him. We know these couple channels, Ego and Showbiz. You seem to celebrate guys on drugs in the ring, but you're running out of time. In 48 hours, your boy, Ryan Garcia, will be suspended. And you networks, promoters, and everybody that's been trying to protect him, you're gonna go down with the shit. Mark my words.
Welcome everyone to Deep Waters, where we take a deeper dive into boxing's top stories. I'm George DeMatteis. Some strong words from Bill Haney, the father and manager of Devon Haney. And of course, I can't do it by myself because it's always more fun when you have the champs. Shawn Porter and Paulie Malignaggi joining us here on Deep Waters on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. Never a dull moment when Ryan Garcia is involved. And once again, he took to social media to update us on his status, which is retired, because he has officially said that he is retired. And he kept it short and sweet with this tweet: "I am officially retired." This was one of a string of tweets that Ryan Garcia made, but in the end, he's saying he is officially retired. All right, to give us more information on what's going on with Ryan Garcia, we are joined by BoxingScene.com writer and reporter Lance Pugmire. Lance, thank you very much for joining us here on Deep Waters. What is the latest in terms of the New York State Athletic Commission and their review of this whole case against Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, so in addition to the New York State Athletic Commission being the final arbiter of this, they kind of have a watchdog in the Association of Boxing Commissions. And as of Tuesday, the Association of Boxing Commissions had told New York, hey, we need a decision on the Ryan Garcia matter. It's basically been 2 months since the fight and the positive drug test. So we need to hear from you guys. If we don't hear from you, we're going to render a ruling ourselves. So New York has confirmed that they will be making a decision on the Ryan Garcia matter by Friday. That's the way it stands right now. So we're all expecting, that's why you heard the 48 hours from Bill Haney. We're all expecting this decision to be going down by tomorrow sometime.
So Lance, what are some of the ramifications of the decision that was about to come down from the New York State Athletic Commission?
Yeah, obviously, we're looking at probably a major fine, a lengthy suspension, and then the outcome will be reversed, either to a no contest, which a lot of people expect, or it could become a good disqualification, which I think it's more unlikely, but Devon Haney's attorney has asked for this, to where it would become a victory for Devon Haney and a loss for Ryan Garcia. Beyond that, too, and I think this came out yesterday when Devon Haney had to deal with a purse bid for his mandatory WBC 140-pound light title fight. You saw how low that figure was. And so I would not discount the possibility that Devon Haney at some point sues Ryan Garcia for damages, saying, look, like before I fought you, before you quote unquote did this to me, I was making 8-figure purses. And now, in this last time when people are asked to bid on my fight, only one bidder was there, and I'm only going to earn $1.6 million. That's quite a significant drop in value.
So Lance, when can we expect a decision from the New York State Athletic Commission?
Yeah, I would expect something to come out tomorrow. They have assured that that's when it would take place. Now there are attorneys involved, and this is kind of being handled on a dialogue basis, not your classic meeting or hearing. So anything could change, I suppose. But again, I've been told by 2 sources today, expect a judgment to come down tomorrow. If it doesn't, you may see involvement from the Association of Boxing Commissions, which has basically reviewed the matter as well, and they're ready to come down with a decision as well, if necessary.
All right, Lance, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you here on Deep Waters. Ryan Garcia, as I said, never a dull moment. All right, let's bring in Showtime Shawn Porter and the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi. All right, Shawn, what do you make of Ryan Garcia's tweet about he's officially retiring? He's still young, 25 years of age, still got, quote unquote, a lot left. What did you think?
Yeah. At this point, like I don't know if he would listen to advisors anyway. I don't know if he's been advised to retire. I don't know if that's just on his own impulse. Hey, let me say I'm retiring right now. I don't have to deal with this crap anymore. At the end of the day, man, I think that he's all about the clicks. He's been about the clicks for a very long time. The other side of that was he could also box. There's some people out there who are all about the clicks that can't box. He actually can box. He displays a lot of boxing against Ryan Garcia. And unfortunately, he displayed that there may have been some things he was doing that increased his ability to knock down the champion Devon Haney quite a few times. All that being said, though, I'm not sure if this is just him wanting the clicks or if this is him being advised to retire. My assumption, he's for the clicks right now.
All right, Paulie, what do you make of this decision by Ryan Garcia?
I think I'm kind of echoing the same sentiments as the champ, Sean. I think it's more for the clicks. I think that's like a recent thing, a recent trend in boxing. Guys just randomly retire for the clicks, and they actually don't retire. I don't see any rhyme or reason why Ryan Garcia would retire. I think maybe he's just trying to deflect the attention away from probably what seems to be the upcoming suspension. It being that a judgment is going to be rendered soon, and the obvious thing is probably he'll be suspended. So maybe this is just trying to little deflection off of what's happening and what's going on. It's that's basically my thoughts on it. I don't think that there's any other way to escape the fate that's coming on him. I mean, you cheat and you get caught. I mean, listen, I in the sport that doesn't get caught, but you cheat and you get caught. You're gonna have to pay the price. It's good that the Association of Boxing Commissions has stood their ground. The commissioner stood their ground, because I thought this could have went in a lot of different directions based on the popularity of Ryan Garcia. I see the reaction of fans and fanboys in the Garcia side. I get he's very, very popular, but I mean, people are saying, oh, the PEDs didn't win the fight for Ryan. I mean, they're banned for a reason, guys.
There you go.
Those PEDs make you hit harder when you land, and they make you react much faster to the punches that you throw. I mean, and they make you actually take better punches too when you use stimulants as well. So, I mean, they wouldn't be banned if they didn't do the fight. I know they don't do the fighting for you, but they enhance everything you do. So, the reactions, the speed at which he throws the punches, all that stuff. I mean, if you get caught, this is the tailors all the time. When you do get caught, you're gonna have to pay the suspension. Pay the fine, the suspensions, and you're gonna have to lose the victory that was awarded to you. And yeah, I get where Lance is coming from as well. I mean, I think Devon Haney's brand took a bit of a hit. Devon Haney was the hottest thing since sliced bread going into this fight, and now there's some damage done to his brand. I mean, it's something that's going to have to be worked out there with all the parties. But I do think that if the correct judgment is rendered, which if A and B samples continue to be positive and there's no way around it, then these things have to happen. It's only right.
Yeah. All right, with time for a quick break here on Deep Waters, we'll talk more about Ryan Garcia, and we'll talk further later in the program about Devon Haney's future as well. This is Deep Waters on ProBox TV. And Lamont Roach defending his title in his home city of Washington, D.C. It is going to be great. Wednesday night fights on Friday night. It doesn't get better than that here on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. All right, let's talk more about this Ryan Garcia situation here on Deep Waters. Paulie, what's next for Ryan? What do you see next for Ryan, considering that if a suspension does come down, in all likelihood it will come down in New York, all the other states will likely uphold that suspension as well. So what do you see is next for Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, it's probably a rule that's like 25 years old, guys. The other states maintain the suspensions when you get suspended. That's something that's been a rule since like 97, 98. I mean, it's not even a question whether that's going to happen. Yeah. The question is, what is Ryan Garcia going to do, though? I mean, he's probably going to do a lot of trolling. I think a lot of trolling on social media. He's got a popular following there, and he's very good at trolling. I think he's going to go. Possibly, you hope that he keeps his head straight and keeps his head together during this fake retirement, because he'll remain quote unquote retired throughout the whole suspension, until they lift the suspension, then he'll unretire. So I think that what he's gonna go do. I think more than anything else, Ryan Garcia is probably just gonna troll on social media the way he if anybody has been following his social media, that's pretty much what he does anyway. I think he may just do more of that. I don't see him doing really anything else. I mean, it's what he does there is pretty popular as it is. I think it keeps him in the public eye, and I think that's what he's going to continue to do.
And you can make money off of Instagram as well, so he can still have a little bit of an revenue stream coming through. Yeah. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I'm a positive guy. I'm trying to think of all of the positive things he could do while this suspension is up. First thing that came to my mind is modeling, something that he probably should have started doing a long time ago. If not, I think that's a route he could take, a positive route he could take. Let's keep it positive here. Acting. I mean, he's shown that he could, he can carry a crowd and things of that nature. Maybe get into some sort of, I don't know, Wild 'N Out sort of comedy routine or something like that. People want to see him. That's the bottom line. So the number one thing he's going to do is troll, because he knows that people want to see him. The number one thing he's going to do is stay relevant on social media because people want to see him. And beyond that, I would hope, like Paulie said, I would hope he doesn't just blow his money, get out of shape, and move like he actually is retired. I don't think there's an ounce in his body that believes he's retired. So the worst thing he could do is actually say it on social media and then start to live out what he's saying. Now, let's not forget that he's someone who goes all in. So when he declares that he's crazy, now he's gonna go all in and act like he's crazy. Mm-hmm. So now that he's declared that he's retired, is he gonna go all in and act retired? The worst thing he could do is let himself, go and have a hell of a time getting back. He's gonna come back. He'll come back after this suspension and probably wait some time, like, oh yeah, I'm actually retired. Wait some time after that, but expect him to come back. Worst thing he could do is get out of shape in the meantime. Mm-hmm.
Well, is he still a bankable commodity? I mean, we talk about the PEDs. We know that he got arrested in Beverly Hills for vandalism, peculiar behavior online. He's still bankable?
He was a commodity after he went down on one knee against Tank Davis and then got up at the end of the count. He quit. Everybody knew that he quit. That was a moment that he let the worst moment that happened. He let everybody see it, and everybody still wanted to see him back in the ring. So he's probably more of a commodity then than he was after fighting Tank Davis.
Yeah, I agree there. I think he remains a commodity regardless, because the fact that he's a commodity stems more so from him not being a boxer. It's more so being a social media presence, and I think that continues there. The only thing, as a matter of fact, he hadn't really had a huge win prior to the Devon Haney fight. The Luke Campbell fight maybe was the best win he had on his career, and I think that ultimately, once you lose, most likely you lose this win. Luke Campbell remains your best win of your career. So I don't know if that it's a fighter that's long been retired. So I don't think that the fact that he boxes or not boxes makes him a commodity. I think he's been a commodity, and he'll continue to be a commodity. It's just a matter of, can he keep his head on straight?
Yeah, that's always the question there with Ryan Garcia. All right, time for a quick break here on Deep Waters. When we return, we'll talk about Devon Haney and his future. He's got a big fight coming up against Sandor Martin. We will discuss that here on Deep Waters. Well, McCrory will be looking to pull off a huge upset against Lamont Roach Jr. in Lamont's hometown of Washington, D.C. You could see it here on ProBox TV, June 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, on your boxing channel. All right, let's talk more about this Ryan Garcia, Devon Haney situation and look at it from the Devon Haney perspective. Devon Haney, disappointing when it comes to the purse bid for his next fight against Sandor Martin, and there's talk that he could sue Ryan Garcia for damages, considering everything that Ryan Garcia has done and maybe a hit to the reputation of Devon Haney. What do you think is next for Devon Haney, Sean?
Yeah, I was just trying to think to myself, like, okay, who's in on the purse bid? We should know that all promoters can bid on a fight. You can be someone who isn't in boxing at all, but have a promotional license and go into a purse bid and bid on the fight. And so the thought process was, okay, like who was looking at possibly bidding on to promote a fight with Devon Haney? Was this fight with Ryan Garcia such a big hit that nobody wants to promote him now? I can't imagine that. But then we talk about it being Sandor Martin. I got a feeling there's a lot of people, a lot of promoters, a lot of people that want to promote a boxing match, maybe even a Devon Haney fight, but they're like, oh, he's got to fight Sandor Martin. Where am I going to make money? Nobody really knows Sandor Martin. Devin Haney's coming off of a loss. He's not who everyone thought he was moving forward. So it's kind of a lose-lose from a purse bidding standpoint, which is why I think the purse bid came in so low, because nobody wants to promote Sander Martin versus Devin Haney. Had this been a purse bid for Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, we would have seen the money pour in. I don't think it was just the fact that this fight, that Devin looked so bad in this fight because of Ryan. I think Devin just looked bad in the fight. There's a lot of adjustments that Devin could have made that he didn't make. He showed himself to be chinny, for the sake of word, to be chinny. And I think that those are the things that people are looking at moving forward. We got to fight against Sander Martin. Do I want to promote somebody that nobody knows? And do I want to promote them against a guy coming off of a loss? I think when you look at it logically, not a lot of money is going to come in on Sander Martin versus Devin Haney. I think he should move forward, fight Sander Martin, establish himself as the dominant fighter that he was prior to that fight with Ryan Garcia, and then maybe even go after Ryan after that fight.
Yes, Top Rank, the only promotion to put a purse bid on this fight. What do you think, Paulie?
I'm gonna push back a little bit with the chinny part. Devin did show a little bit of chinniness in the Linares fight, but when a guy's on PEDs and he's laying clean hooks on you on PEDs, I think it's gonna a lot of guys are gonna be chinny when a guy full of PEDs is landing big shots on you. Now, whether there was technical issues, I agree. I think Devin was a bit too squared up, trying to come forward on a puncher, put himself in a position to get hit. But of course, the PEDs have an effect. I mean, your trigger is quicker. The power you land with is stronger. So I wouldn't necessarily say 100% guaranteed that he was chinny before. He did show a little bit of a chin issue in the Linares fight, but other than that, you don't really see that in his career. Whether going forward that could happen, sometimes that happens to guys once they get hurt like that. So you don't know. Again, I mean, it's not up to me to decide those kind of issues with suing and not suing and all that stuff. I don't like to give opinions on that kind of stuff, because that's outside of boxing perspective. Those guys got to deal with it themselves. They got to, both the Team Garcia and Team Haney, how they're going to go forward doing that. Of course, the world saw that kind of fight. The optics of everything, perception is a big thing, So the optics of everything made Haney look bad, regardless of the fact that the result is probably going to be overturned. I see the reactions on social media. We live in a generation that's among the dumbest in the human history. The fact that Ryan Garcia failed the PED test matters almost nothing in the comment sections of discussions of this fight. It's like there's no understanding, there's no rhyme or reason to anything. It's like they just talk about how the fight looked and how the fight went, without even most of the time even mentioning the fact that PEDs had a big effect on this kind of thing. So that's got to be decided on themselves. The Martin fight, I don't know that Devin always had super popularity. I know he was being pushed a lot. There was a lot of fights where I wasn't sure. I'm not sure the Lomachenko pay-per-view sold as much as it was expected to. But I think Haney's star was reputable. I think Haney's star was growing. I think Haney was cultivating his brand nicely. And so the optics of this fight did take a hit. Martin has always been a guy who is tough to deal with, but not very popular. Granted, though, Sander Martin, I'm sure, got a lot more notoriety after making Teofimo Lopez look bad. So the fact that this is a tough fight against a guy like Martin that not a lot of people are pushing behind, it's also between a rock and a hard place situation for Haney, because now you're not getting the purse bid that you want as far as the numbers that you want, but you're also fighting a guy who's tougher than advertised. Sander Martin is very tough, and I think Haney in some ways made his reputation on fighting guys that were easier than they looked, like guys that were more shot than their reputations would have lead you believe to, like Linares, like Gambo and stuff like that. But at the same time, now I think he's in the opposite puzzle here. I think Sander Martin is better than a lot of people realize, and the fact that there isn't a purse bid high enough to really make it ideal for Haney. Yeah, I mean, you could conceivably reach a conclusion that the optics of the Garcia fight had this effect. But again, as far as how that's handled, it's going to be up to the lawyers and Haney and Garcia and all that stuff. We saw Lance Pugmire say that the lawyer was looking for disqualification and a loss going on Ryan Garcia's record. I've never heard of something like that ever happening. But you can see that if the lawyer is looking for something like that, they have an aggressive lawyer. The Haneys have money, the Garcias have money. This could be a battle between some high-powered, high-financed teams. Yeah. But again, I'm just gonna sit back and watch it.
Yeah.
I break down the stuff in the ring, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know about the fight outside the ring.
Yeah, anytime you mention the word lawyers in boxing, you know it might get a little sloppy, and we don't want to deal with all of that. Yeah, we want to deal with this stuff in the ring. All right, we'll have more Deep Waters coming up here on ProBox TV. Welcome back to Deep Waters. We're having too much fun here. George DeMatteis alongside the champions. All right, Sean, if you were Devon Haney's advisor, what would you advise him to do in the future or for the immediate future?
You know, my dad always said fighters need managers because fighters think fighters mentality. A manager knows how to think business, and fighters don't always know how to understand the business and think the business, but they know throw them hands and they know fight. And that's what I know right now. I'm like, let this go. We all saw it happen. It's a part of your process now. It's coming back from this. Let whatever New York does be all that it needs to be. We don't waste money trying to chase something because Ryan Garcia is going to waste just as much money, and y'all are going to be in this tit for tat, back and forth war. And this will be a part of their rivalry now. It'll become a legal rivalry if they don't just allow what happens in New York to allow the New York Commission to do what they do. I would say, man, don't push for getting a win on your record. Don't push for getting a disqualification or a draw and anything of that nature. Just go ahead and accept the no contest and then move forward from there. That's what I would tell them. I got a strong feeling. We got a lot of pride in the room with both these men, and they also want to show who's got the best lawyer as well. So this is gonna be continuous. I know they're not listening to me. I don't expect them to. Get ready for a show, y'all. Get ready for a show.
All right, Paulie, if you were an advisor of Ryan Garcia, what would you say to him?
I think what I've been saying, from the start, I think if you just accept the guilty verdict, which is likely what the one that's going to happen now, and you just move on, I think this will blow over. Again, we don't live in a very intelligent generation. Guys that have failed PED tests are first ballot Hall of Famers. It's not like baseball or anything. Where there's consequences. So this can blow over easily. Canelo got a 6-month suspension. That's usually his break between fights anyway. When he failed. Ryan is popular enough to where the suspension probably won't be a huge deal, and people will look forward to seeing him back if he just lets this blow over instead of fighting back against what seems to be an obvious guilty situation. If you let it blow over, probably what he's going to be doing is trolling. Okay, that's fine. Just, keep it within a certain boundary, but troll so that people, keep yourself active on social media. People will forget this altogether. And when it's time to let the suspension is lifted, come back. You want to play the fake retirement game? You wouldn't be the first one and he won't be the last one. It's not like he changed the, he reinvented the wheel here. He's not the first one with a fake retirement. So recently, a lot of guys have done that. So he's not reinventing the wheel by announcing a retirement here. If you want to play that, it's not really a novel act. Some other guys have done it, but it may deflect away from the possible guilty verdict. But just accept it and move on. It's not a big deal once you move on, and people will look forward to his return when that time comes. That's what I would look for Ryan. That's what I've been saying from the start. Instead, he's been trying to make like he wasn't guilty, and he's continued this whole thing. He's extended this whole thing, for no reason.
Sean and Paulie, we have some breaking news coming in from the New York State Athletic Commission. It has been handed down that Ryan Garcia will be suspended for a year. He will also have to give back $1.1 million of his purse won against Devon Haney. He will have to pay a fine of $10,000, and he will also have that fight erased from his record. It will be on the official record as a no contest. That is just coming in from the New York State Athletic Commission. And of course, we will delve deeper into that and talk about it on tomorrow's edition of Deep Waters here on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. Take care, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow.